Good evening, race fans, and welcome to Charlotte. We're racing tonight at the Roval. 2.22 miles of wicked speed. These guys during practice have been just... It's going to be an interesting night. Welcome to Turn 3 Racing Network. My name is Chris, and we're running solo tonight with the Relentless Racing Series Xfinity cars. Man, again, during practice, these guys have been having a wicked time out there. Talked to a couple of drivers, and here's what I've heard. Wicked fast. Loose. Carousel. You see Jeffrey Fisher stuck in the wall right there. All kinds of stuff happening, and I am pumped, getting ready to get this thing going. Welcome to Friday night. Here at Turn 3 Racing Network, about 3 minutes left of qualifying, road race action to end the week, and what a week it's been, both on a professional and personal level for myself and a few others out there. So, first of all, I would like to say, hey, Rick, I miss you, buddy. Normally you join me up here in the booth, and tonight you're recovering, and I completely get it, brother. I want you to get 100% better. Terry Foster out there joining us. Terry, how you doing, bud? Good to see you out there. We've got a couple of new names out there tonight. We're going to definitely be going through those guys. And this is new to me too. Guys, I've never broadcasted from the Roval, and I am looking forward to this. Again, during practice, it has been entertaining. Yeah, I think that's the proper word for entertaining. And I can't wait to bring all of the action here tonight. Again, running solo by myself here tonight. It's Chris up in the booth. If you're out there in chat, thank you so much. Again, Jeffrey Fisher. I think he's just waiting for it to blow up. He knows he's not going to use that car in the feature tonight. James Miller with a nice looking paint job for tonight. Stars and bars. Hello, James. Hard to believe he's Canadian. The 92 out there. That's Evan Black going to be joining us tonight. Corey Silva in the 94. Another newcomer. Vic Bloom. We've seen Vic many times. And Vic Bloom going to be out there in the 77. Mark Arthur going to be giving it a shot. Oh, lefty himself. Mark Arthur trying to give it a shot tonight in the 12 car. Currently not out on track. There's Troy Leonard in the 45. That Coca-Cola vanilla car. Eric Lyda out there in his number 33. Derek Garrison, another new name to me anyway. Frank Hartley Jr. driving the 28. And again, another new name to me. Rick Schneider in the 3 car. New name, Roddy Klein. Going through the grass in that 99 Valvoline. And Jeffrey Cox. Jeffrey Cox, we know. There's a lot of new names out there. Guys, if everybody who has been in practice takes the field tonight, we're going to have 17 of these Xfinity cars racing around this Roval. Don't expect a single break in the action. No cautions here tonight as we are on a road course. 30 seconds left, and we are getting ready to go. Let's see. Course was cut. I got you. Thank you, Jeff. Jeffrey Fisher saying, hey, those aren't legit times. I can see those times, and I'll just delete them from the old memory banks. Mark Arthur out there at the very end of practice. Thomas Wagner out there. And there was some concern on whether or not his paint was going to show up. And you know what? Right now, he's not even showing up. Thomas Wagner with some internet connections early on. In practice, and it looks like it's continuing on, possibly even affecting his trading paints. But that is it, guys. We are into qualifying. We're going to be waiting for some cars to come down and try their hand. We don't need that yet. What am I doing? Try their hand at qualifying around this Roval. Thomas Wagner out on track very quickly in that U.S. Army number 43. Thomas, one of those guys that called it out early. He says, it is fast out here tonight, and it should be. 103-degree temperature on the track, 77 air temperature. We got a wind speed of 7 miles per hour out of the northwest, and it's not raining. Thank goodness. On board newcomer Roddy Klein in that number 99 Valvoline Ford. And that is a beautiful looking Mustang. 12 different corners making up the Roval here tonight. Very cool. You know, at first I wasn't a believer. The more I kind of get to know this track, the more I like it. Vic Bloom in his 77 coming out on track. Frank Hartley out there in his number 28. Wagner back up to speed after restarting his qualifying attempt. And I've been told this area right here. Oh, Wagner having terrible... Oh, wicked. Just... Okay, yeah, Thomas having some really bad internet connections out there tonight. So we're back on board. Ronnie Klein and Roddy in the number 99. Still waiting for somebody to put a time down. Again, 2.2 miles. It takes a little while to get around this track. Remember, the first time around, just warm up. Second time around will count. If there's somebody out there who could at least please let me know if the sound levels are okay right now. Usually I have Rick checking this for me. I am doing it on my own, so I'm assuming the sound levels are okay based on what I'm seeing here. Roddy Klein out there in the 99. Going to be, hopefully, one of the first drivers to take a qualifying time. Corey Silva takes it at a 1:14.858 up on the pole by virtue of being the first car to complete a qualifying lap. All right, Klein about 6 seconds shorter. So we're going to have to watch for Corey Silva. It looks like he is the hot shoe right now. On board now with Vic Bloom in that Mopar number 77. Frank Hartley takes over second spot in his number 28. A 1:16.328. Kind of splitting the difference between Silva and Roddy Klein. The Fishman himself, Jeffrey Fisher out there. Jeffrey, no stranger to a little road track racing. Him, James Miller, really had a heck of a race earlier on this season at Watkins Glen, where, at least in the very beginning, it looked like they were going to walk away with it. Yeah, one thing led to another, and that wasn't the case. Jeffrey Fisher holding a pretty wheel here so far. I don't know that everybody's going to come out and try and qualify here, although it looks like James Miller is coming out. Derek Garrison in the 07 coming out. Thomas Wagner may be thinking about trying again, although time is getting short. Troy Leonard in his number 45, the Coca-Cola vanilla car. If my buddy is out there, Rick, you probably can't have one of those yet. But when you can, I'm buying your next 20-ouncer. Mark Arthur out there with one arm and a prayer, the 12 car. Trying to figure out a way to muscle that car around with one arm. Mark Arthur having surgery on his shoulder not that long ago, and he's going to have to figure it out. I honestly am very surprised to see him out there. Last week he didn't really say that he was going to even try it, and now I see him out there trying it, and you know, you just don't want to see somebody get hurt on a sim. Speaking of getting hurt on a sim, Thomas Wagner earlier this year hit the inside retaining wall during a race. Ended up going to the hospital in real life with a fractured wrist. So somebody please tell me how much more realistic a sim can get. Like, Troy Leonard seems to be putting down a pretty darn good lap here in that 45. We're going to see where he finishes up here, but 45 looking good out there right now. Carrying a lot of speed through those corners. I got somebody checking in here. Just let me know the sound was okay, so I appreciate that. Thank you. And Troy Leonard crosses the line and scoring 5th right now with a 115. Miller taking the pole, a 114.687 blistering speed around here, knocking Corey Silva back to 2nd. Well, Rod, I hate to say it, but you know, at one time I sucked on road courses, and now I can't seem to drive an oval to save my life. But I'll make those left and right hand turns. Yeah, again, something going on with that trading paints, and I can't believe we're having that issue still, but that is part of the problem. When you're using an outside source, you're kind of subject to whatever it is they have going on. Some of the cars I know are rendering correctly, some of them are not, and not really a bunch more I can do about it other than I will try and reset it once the race starts, so every car will be white on track until that straightens itself out. Software being used takes a little bit of time to kind of recognize what's going on out there, and it will try and straighten it out as best as possible. Little under 2 minutes left before the end of qualifying, and I think it's a good enough time to talk about points. Point standings as they are right now. James Miller, driver of the number 25, coming in here as the points leader. Kevin Giottersic sitting in 2nd spot. Troy Leonard 3rd. Jeffrey Fisher 4th. Matt Gruenberg 5th. Thomas Wagner with 6 points. 6th in points with 105 points behind the leader. Eric Lyda, Gabriel Essick, Jake McDonald, and Vic Bloom rounding out the top 10. Oh, Rod, yeah, okay. So that means there's nothing I'm going to be able to do about it. I'm not even going to bother trying to reset it. Fish Guts out there. Hey, Fish Guts, good to see you. 1 minute left of qualifying before we get going. Nobody out on track right now. Mark Arthur, one-arming it around this track, picks up a 3rd in qualifying. Wicked. Just wicked. Have enough time now to let's talk about what's coming up on Sunday night. It's going to be Blazing Pedals coming from the Twin Ring, which I've raced on many times. I don't know that I've ever seen that broadcast, and if I had forgotten completely. I cannot wait to see Blazing Pedals on the Twin Ring. It's going to be fun. That's Sunday night. Next Wednesday, back to Racing for a Cause, short track action, as that season starts to really wind down. And then, of course, next Friday night, right back here with the Relentless Racing Series. That is the end of qualifying, guys. We're getting ready to go back to racing on a Friday night. Oh, man, I'm so pumped up, ready to go. I am excited to be calling this. Like I said, I've never called a race here at the Roval, and this is going to be good. As we get set. I think we'll look at James Miller's car as we get ready to go over qualifying. Starting... Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Why are you doing that? There we go. That's still not right. Oh, that's still not right. Now you're making me mad. Starting on the pole, driver of the number 25, that beautiful Stars and Bars, James Miller on his outside. Going to be the number 94, Corey Silva. Starting on the second row, Mark Arthur in his number 12 and the number 60 of Jeffrey Fisher. National anthems, we're already done, bud. Derek Garrison going to be starting 5th, Troy Leonard 6th. Vic Bloom starting in 7th, Frank Hartley going to be starting in 8th. Roddy Klein in his number 99, starting in 9th, and in 10th place, it's Evan Black. Starting 11th, Hank Caston, and in 12th, Jeffrey Cox in his number 88. The 13th position is owned by the 33 of Eric Lyda. Matt Sandberg, starting his number 90 in 14th position. Rick Snyder is 15th in his number 3 car with Steve Murdoch, going to be starting in 16th. And Thomas Ryder going to be picking up shotgun on the field as we get ready to go to the green. Yeah, the Gamester, I always play the national anthem. And in fact, for this particular group of guys, as there is a Canadian in here, we even throw in the Canadian national anthem. We do that for free. Bunch of good-looking cars getting set to tear this 2.2-mile track up. We do have stage racing going on tonight. The stage, only one of them tonight, on lap 17. Sit back and enjoy the sound of these cars. This is the quietest you'll hear them all night long. Once we go green, we don't stop until we hit the checkered flag. There will be one caution, however, on lap 17. That is the end of the first and only stage of the night. I'm being told that there's enough fuel, possibly, for 18 laps. Possibly. Cutting through the chicane. Oh, man. What an awesome sight. I would love to say something about that, but to be honest, what can you say? I mean, it's just awesome watching all those cars come through those corners like that. Oh, man. Come on, Porsche, turn left. I want you out of there. I want to go green. And it listened. My lord, did it listen. We're getting set to go green flag racing. Porsche goes down pit road. The 25 of James Miller, your race leader, at the green flag. And we begin the 55 laps here at Charlotte. Turns 1 and 2 clean so far. And James Miller with the early lead, looking to really try and stretch this out. Mark Arthur sitting in third, following the 94 of Corey Silva. Behind him, it's the 60, Jeffrey Fisher. Derek Garrison in fifth, Vic Bloom in sixth. Troy Leonard, Evan Black, Frank Hartley, and Roddy Klein rounding out the top 10. Up front, it is the 25. And James Miller really starting to stretch it out now. 0.7 of a second already. It hasn't even been a lap yet. This is the part right here. I've been told it's a little bit on the loose side. Very, very fast, though. Hit it just right, and you can keep moving. Hit it wrong, you might go for a ride. Corey Silva in the 94 looking to the outside. The 94 had a hell of a run coming out of that corner, and he almost got to the back bumper of the 25. Hard on the brakes now through the chicane. James Miller crosses the start-finish line to finish lap number 1 as the race leader. Take a different look here from the blimp. We're looking at the number 60, Jeffrey Fisher, running in 4th spot, trying to catch Mark Arthur just ahead of him. You see a very different line there. Mark Arthur really, with one hand, holding a really pretty line with that 12 car. But he's got Jeff Fisher right behind him, and Jeffrey Fisher really does know how to get around these road courses. Although it looks like he may have some damage to the right front in that 60 car. So, although he's looking good right now, a little bit of damage from something that happened earlier on. Peek in on Thomas Wagner's cracked into the top 10. Wagner was way out back at the start of this race when he was having some blinking issues to begin. Oh no, Wagner gets really loose. There we go. We were talking about that. Wagner was just showing it, and what a recovery out of the 43. But that is one of the things he said. It's faster there, and you have to hit that line just so. You don't worry about it, Rick. You just get better. So Thomas Wagner shows us what happens if you touch those curbs. You go for a little ride and get very, very squirrely. Able to recover, though, was that 43, and onward he goes. Up front, James Miller, Corey Silva getting battled. A battle definitely happening here. Corey Silva has chopped that lead down to about a half a second. We bring up the ticker so you can follow your favorite racer. And if you do have a favorite, by all means, please, guys, let me know. I'd definitely like to know who you're cheering for out there tonight. I've got a couple of favorites. They're all my favorite. I'm going to just give you that little heads up right there. Every driver of every league that we are involved in, I absolutely love, because without them, what are we doing? We're not doing much. The 94, Corey Silva takes a peek to the inside. Almost has a touch to the back quarter panel. The 25 out breaks him. And Corey Silva has to set up for turn number 1. Can't quite get there. Corey Silva had a really good run going into turn 1. Just couldn't make it stick. And James Miller really kind of making him pay for that miscue as he stretches the lead out to almost 0.8 of a second now. Checking in with third place runner, Dr. Squatch himself, Mark Arthur in that 12 car. And again, I'm floored that he's even out there trying this. Mark Arthur running one-armed out there. The 92, Evan Black, taking over 4th spot from Jeffrey Fisher. That damage may be playing a bit of a role in the 60 car, falling 1 position back to 5th. Vic Bloom in the 77, running in 6th. Derek Garrison in the 07, running 7th. And there is that Coca-Cola vanilla car, Troy Leonard. Wagner still running 9th after that scary moment about a lap ago. Oh, it misses that corner awful. Has to slow it way down. Going to lose a bunch of time on track is Thomas Wagner, with Frank Hartley right behind him in the 28. Hartley maybe looking to try and catch up and make Wagner pay for that miscue. Oh, the 60's around. Jeffrey Fisher is around. And we are under caution. They do have cautions on tonight. The 43 of Thomas Wagner tried to stay out of him. Doesn't look like he was able to. We're going to go back and check it out on instant replay. So we see the 43. This is where he missed that corner just a little bit, and he got woed way up. Gets on it again really hard. And in front of him, Jeffrey Fisher. Oh, yeah, he plows right into the back of Fisher. Fisher was trying to get himself out of the way by hitting that pit button. Just didn't have enough time. And Wagner squarely into the back end of the 60. And the 60 is going to take it down pit road. And we're under caution number 1 of the evening. James Miller up front in his number 25. Gonna wait just a little bit. Not sure of pit strategies here tonight, as we have a caution that we know of coming in just 11 laps. Looks like James Miller is not coming down, excuse me. So Miller just running it out. So much concentration to be had here. I don't know if I want to bother these guys at all during caution, but you know I'm gonna. Pace car finally picks up race leader James Miller, and I'm gonna try and pull him in just to see what's going on. James Miller, this is Chris up in the booth. Do you have a copy?
I got you.
All right, bud. So listen, you have led every lap so far, but it's been a pretty darn good battle between you and Corey Silva. He got close to you once. You kind of made him pay, and you started stretching out the lead right before that yellow. How's the car feeling?
Oh, the car feels great. I was expecting a bit more wheel spin out of the corners, but it seems to be handling itself pretty good. It's just, taking it easy through the bus stop. Don't want to hit a tire wall and make himself look like a fool. And he, the 94 is just going through there a lot faster than I am. So that's where he's gaining on me. But I seem to be able to do the infield layout faster than him. So I think evenly we're running the same lap times, so makes it interesting. Definitely coming to the start line if he's going to try to send it in and try to outbrake me. Got pretty close there that one time, like you mentioned, but car feels good. I think as long as I keep it clean, keep it on the track, and keep it off the turtles, should be pretty good for the race.
All right, bud. Well, listen, the car is beautiful out there, eh? And enjoy the rest of the race.
All right, thanks, everybody.
It's a boot time. James Miller, driver of the number 25, currently a race leader, comes in tonight as the points leader, having a good time out there, and knows that Corey Silva was there. He was very, very close to getting past, and James Miller going to be looking to defend that bus stop. Watch out for them turtles. They'll sneak right up on you. So definitely some stuff to watch for here as we go on. Pit road stops happening right now as we go back live. Here comes James Miller and the rest of the lead field. Vic Bloom looks like he's going to stay out, try and lead a lap. He does now, just now. Get credit for leading that last lap. There's a valuable point for him. As we continue here under caution. Cautions here, guys, are going to take a little while. 2.2 mile track. But we've completed 7 laps so far. Of course, stage racing, we're going to have one caution that we know of for sure. It's going to be on lap number 17. I was being told that fuel runs are about 18 laps, but the way these guys came down pit road, I don't know if that was true. In fact, I'm willing to bet they weren't going to make it. So one caution right now involving the number 60 car of Jeffrey Fisher and the 43 of Thomas Wagner. Wagner able to continue on. Fisher right now down 2 laps. A hard hit. A very, very hard hit, in fact. And Fisher getting repairs done. And I'm sure he had to get a tow, which you're going to lose at least a lap just by getting towed around this track. Exciting action here on a Friday night. Thanks, Terry. You know, Terry, I'll talk to you anytime. I'll even talk to you when you're just typing to me. Boy, these cautions. Yeah, okay. These cautions are going to take a really long time tonight, guys, so I'm going to have a chance to talk to a couple of people, which, hey, like I said, first time broadcasting this track, And I think I'm also going to have time to take a quick commercial break. I'm going to do that right now. We'll be right back.
Assist to the front bumper, and he hits him again now. Ray Alfala into the outside wall.
He's going to pass nearly 3 cars down that front straightaway, and he's going to get them all done with. What amazing.
Lee to the inside goes Logan Clapman is going to touch in. Pit press sideways. What a save.
Look to the outside, and Cronkite goes off. De Jong into second place.
Going for the switchback. Oh, pinpoint driving.
It's howling down to the inside.
Trying this contact though.
Slide left to the racetrack. Chris Benner drives it back down underneath, and he takes that second spot right back. Joker goes to Garrett Lowe.
Garrett Lowe should take victory with all that contact.
He's going to try and make the move around the outside the parabolica. That's not going to work, but he's going to try and get the cut back here. Get the run out the parabolica. That's beautifully done there. Michael Schumacher, there's a little bit of door banging as well.
And we are back live with the Relentless Racing Series, the Xfinity cars, here at the Roval in Charlotte. So far, James Miller has led every lap under green, and Vic Bloom stays out under caution to control the field when we go back to that green flag. James Miller going to be starting on the outside, the 94, Corey Silva, who was having a really good battle with James Miller before this caution. Silva going to be starting second row. And Evan Black going to be joining him in his number 92 on that second row. Thomas Wagner moving up to fifth. Mark Arthur running sixth. Troy Leonard, Frank Hartley, Derek Garrison, and Eric Lyda rounding out the top 10. Jeffrey Fisher is down one lap along with Roddy Klein. And Rick Schneider down by 2 laps, still out on track. That's a quick rundown of what we've had going on so far. One caution involving the 60 and the 43 cleared up pretty quickly. The 60 did everything he could to try and stay out of the way, just couldn't stop that car fast enough to be able to hit the tow button. And Thomas Wagner ended up plowing into the back of him. The 43 doesn't look too bad. He may have already taken that quick repair that they have here. Bunch of good looking, really good looking cars out there tonight. Even if Trading Paints isn't working exactly right, nobody can be disappointed with the really nice paint jobs that are out there. So question becomes, Vic Bloom on older tires, will he be able to hold on to that front row as the pace car drops down and these guys get ready to send it into turn number 1, and Vic Bloom hits that go button. The 25 able to hold in. Green flag is out. We're under the way again. That rolling restart on the road course may have helped Vic Bloom really take control of this one, as he is stretching that lead already 0.8 of a second. James Miller has a little bit of work to do and try and catch him back up. He is on fresh tires. Usually takes about a lap or two for those tires to come in. Until then, they might be a little extra slippery. Evan Black off course in his number 92, facing the wrong way, has to swing it around and get back out there. The 92 makes it back out on track. Meanwhile, up front, the 25 of James Miller trying to cut into that lead just a little bit, down to half a second now. And these guys flying through that chicane right now. Awesome. I dig it, man. You can hear them downshifting. Really hear those RPMs rev right up. The 25 looks like he is moving along nicely. Has to have really avoid the 77. He goes to the inside, can't get there, tries to get to the inside again. James Miller on a mission here tonight, dives it into turn 1 on the inside. The 94 trying to follow, can't do it. Vic Bloom holding on to second. The 94 tries again. He may have position this time. He does. Woo, baby. Corey Silva getting it done in that number 94. And James Miller up front running. Lap 10 now of 55. 7 laps to go before we fall under the caution flag one more time for a scheduled stage finish. Corey Silva now has a little bit of work to do to catch leader James Miller. Vic Bloom holding on to third. Mark Arthur up to fourth. Frank Hartley in his number 28 has moved to fifth. Eric Lyda in the 33 has moved up to sixth position. Derek Garrison seventh. Evan Black in that number 92. He is running in 8th spot after we saw him facing the wrong way on the track. Troy Leonard running in 9th position, and Thomas Wagner back to 10th. And he does still have that damage on that hood. I didn't see it before, but definite damage on that 43. Has to be careful not to get it too hot. Those motors will pop. The last thing you want to have happen here at the Roval is for a barbecue to start somewhere on the backstretch. It's a long way back to pit road. James Miller, Corey Silva, Vic Bloom, your top 3. Mark Arthur kind of by himself out there, and you know, that's probably okay right now. Catching up on chat, Terry Foster letting me know. Looks like Mark Arthur having to use his buttons to shift. It was a little too hard to push in the clutch and pushing a button at the same. Yeah, I get it, man. There's a lot going on in that cockpit, but he seems to be doing just fine, holding on to 4th right now. Looking for any racing happening on track. It looks like cars are really starting to separate now. The 92 maybe catching the 07. Oh, big move right there by the 92. Moves down to the inside. May have the advantage going into turn 1. The 92 looking good. Definite to the inside. Turn number 1. Trying to hold it there. Has to take clean advantage here. He does. Evan Black moves up to 7th spot. Pushes Derek Garrison back to 8th position. Troy Leonard running 9th. Thomas Wagner. Lots of damage to that 43. He's just sending it. And we got one spinning around facing the wrong way on track. And that is Jeffrey Fisher one more time. Fisher having a real hard time of it here tonight. I think he might have lost his forward gears as Fisher going backwards continues to be going the correct direction on the track. As long as that continues, caution will stay away. But Jeffrey Fisher having a really tough time here. I don't know that I've ever seen this before. Jeff, your car is a little loose there, bud. Finally, that gearbox shifts into first and the 60 back underway. But I think he's pretty hurt there. Corey Silva, during that whole thing, did take over the lead from James Miller. Corey Silva with the hot shoe right now, pulling away. 94 looking pretty strong out there and doing a fine job here at the Roval. James Miller running second. Vic Bloom, you know, we talked about it when that caution came out. Vic decided to stay out, got some really good track position, and has managed to hold on to 3rd spot this whole time. Mark Arthur, though, can just start seeing him, and I bet you he would really like to get ahead of him before that stage. Mark Arthur, a race car driver, without any doubt at all. Wants to move up. In 5th spot, Frank Hartley Jr. and that number 28 doing a fine job. Eric Lyda in the 33. Also doing very well, running solidly in the top 10 in 6th spot. Evan Black 7th. And that number 92, Derek Garrison in the 07 running in 8th. Troy Leonard, Thomas Wagner, Roddy Klein, and Rick Schneider rounding out the top 12. Jeffrey Fisher appears to be off track, maybe done for the night. Yeah, he is done for the night. And the 94 continues to march on. 3-second lead now over James Miller. Miller must have had a little bit of an issue. Either that or Silva is just using nitrous oxide or something, because he is gone. And I'm sorry, it wasn't a 3-second lead. I am more tired than I thought. It is, however, a 2.8-second lead. Not for a lack, oh my goodness, not for a lack of trying though, as Miller almost goes airborne with that 25. Got to be careful of that. You don't want to hurt a tie rod and screw up the steering. Vic Bloom actually starting to reel in the 25, even though we're on older tires. Lap 15 of 55 now being worked. 2 more laps to go before we fall under the caution of the stage. Mark Arthur getting it done out there, heading into turn number 1. He's all by himself, but he is starting to slowly reel in Vic Bloom. Mark Arthur won't give up. The 28, Frank Hartley, running in 5th spot with Eric Lyda behind. Evan Black, Derek Garrison, Troy Leonard, and Thomas Wagner rounding out that top 10. Silva rocket shipping around this track. And this is not something new to him. I have seen him on this track before. So he knows it, and he knows it well. And he is getting that 94 around really quickly. His last lap, a 1:14.913. His best lap, a 1:14.913. It's pretty good when your last lap is your best lap. Heading into turn 1 to start lap 16 of 55. Next lap over will be a caution for the stage. Thomas Wagner down 1 lap. James Miller trying to catch the back bumper of Wagner to solidify that second position even more. During practice, Wagner was having some serious blinking issues. Haven't really seen too much of that here during the race. It doesn't mean it's not happening. I haven't seen it. 3rd spot belongs to Vic Bloom. His best lap tonight, a 1:15.689. And Mark Arthur right behind him. He is definitely closing that gap. His best time, a 1:14.730. Up front, though, it is Silva, and he is getting ready to be stage 1 winner here. The 94 rocket shipping around this 2.2-mile track. They call it the Roval down there in Charlotte, North Carolina. Silva takes the caution flag to win stage number 1, and that is a very impressive display. He and James Miller were having a really good battle. Silva took it over and started walking away. Everybody woes up now to let the pace car try and catch them. And Corey Silva is in TeamSpeak. We're going to see if we can't grab him before pit stops.
The Porsche.
Corey Silva, this is Chris up in the booth. You have a copy.
Yeah, 10-4.
Sorry to interrupt, bud, but hey, you just won stage number 1 and the only stage here tonight, and you did it in fine fashion. Earlier on in the race, James Miller was in front of you, and we definitely saw you pulling up. He would pull away. Good battle going on between you and the 25. What was the key to winning that stage?
I mean, I was way faster than him in the bus stop and the chicane. He had me in the infield. So it's just a matter of setting that up and then not really screwing up. It's just so easy to mess up here. You just have to kind of keep yourself within the walls and keep going straight and pray for the best, really.
All right, bud. Well, we're looking for the best out of you for the rest of this one. We're going to let you go. Pit stop's probably right around the corner. Have a good time for the rest of this one.
Thank you.
And that was the 94, Corey Silva, your race leader and stage 1 winner here tonight. What an awesome race, guys. If you're watching this, this is your first time here on the Turn 3 Racing Network YouTube channel, make sure you hit that thumbs up button, hit the subscribe button, the notification. You know what to do, guys. Come on. I'm not telling you anything you don't know, but it'll let you know when we go live. Pretty much, well, we're getting to the point where we're going live just about every single night, bringing you exciting action just like this. The Relentless Racing Series, definitely pouring it on here tonight at the Roval. Two cautions now. The first caution involving Jeffrey Fisher and Thomas Wagner in the 43. This second caution, of course, ending the stage, Corey Silva, your stage 1 winner. Pit stops look like they are coming now, and Corey Silva leads the way down pit road. He is followed by James Miller, Vic Bloom, not going to skip this one, Mark Arthur, Frank Hartley, Evan Black, Eric Lyda, Derek Garrison, Troy Leonard, Robbie Klein coming down pit road, Rob Schneider down pit road. Those two cars at one lap down. Make it 2 laps. I was right. Race leader Corey Silva at the beginning of this caution. Watching for the battle off in pit road. Vic Bloom. Holy cow, Vic Bloom. Vic Bloom coming out of nowhere. I thought he had a shot at first spot. Didn't quite get there, but boy, that was close. Corey Silva gave it just a little bit more at the line. And Silva going to retain that lead. Holy cow, that was a wicked battle. While we're under caution one more time, I'm going to go ahead and take this opportunity to hit one more commercial. We're going to be right back.
Assist to the front bumper, and he hits him again now. Rayon Fowler into the outside wall.
Gonna pass nearly 3 cars down that front straightaway, and he's gonna get them all done with. What amazing!
Racely to the inside goes Logan Clapman is gonna touch in. Pit press.
saved it!
What a save!
Look to the outside. As Cronkite goes off. De Jong into second place.
Going for the switchback. Oh, pinpoint driving.
It's Howley down to the inside.
Trying this contact though.
Slide left of the racetrack. Chris Benner drives it back down underneath, and he takes that second spot right back. Joker goes to Garrett Lowe.
Garrett Lowe should take victory with all that contact. He's going to try and make the move around the outside the parabolica. That's not going to work, but he's going to try and get the cutback here. Get the run out the parabolica. That's beautifully done there. Michael Schumacher, there's a little bit of door banging as well.
And we are back live here from Charlotte, North Carolina at the Roval. We're watching the Relentless Racing Series Xfinity cars right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. So far tonight we've had 2 cautions, one involving the 60 and the 43, Jeffrey Fisher, Thomas Wagner. The second to finish out the first stage of the race, Corey Silva, the stage 1 winner. Corey Silva, the current race leader, as we get ready to go back under the green flag. Thomas Wagner trying to get a jump on the field. He was ahead of the race leader but had already taken a pit, so he's doing a wave around. He has to catch the back end of the lap or of the field at this point, and he's got a long way to go on this 2.2 mile track to try and catch him. You see him back there. He is getting there. He's going through the infield right now. Rick, thank you. And, you know, like I said, you focus on you, you get better. And we'll be here when you're ready to go. Although if it were Sunday night, I'd be awful happy. Corey Silva started tonight's second spot. He is now the race leader, has led 8 laps so far of this event. Vic Bloom going to be starting on his outside. Vic Bloom, highest position in first. He started tonight in 7th spot. Did not pit the first caution. Restarted on the lead and eventually fell back to 3rd. Had a really good pit stop. Came out in 2nd spot. James Miller. Miller tonight has led 6 laps. Him and Silva battling it out. And James Miller going to be starting right behind the 94. Evan Black in the number 92, being scored 4th, but that's not correct. Actually, 4th spot, going to be the 12, Mark Arthur. Mark needs to pull up just a little bit. There we go, Mark. Now you're running in 4th with Evan Black right behind you. On the inside 3rd row. Outside 3rd row, going to be Frank Hartley Jr. As the pace car comes off the field, it's going to be Corey Silva in control of the field, getting ready to go back to the green flag. Silva on the outside, really tough to restart right there. He does. The loud pedals are getting stomped on here at the Roval. Vic Bloom trying to hold on, and he is pushing that 77. Goes out a little too far, maybe. No, the 25 not able to get there. James Miller may have been looking, but didn't have enough. Behind Miller, it's Evan Black. Black in the 92, maybe taking a look. Vic Bloom in the 77, holding on to 2nd. I love restarts. Mark Arthur has fell back to 5th spot here on that restart. But just let him get his mo back. A little momentum goes a long way for Mark Arthur. Loves those long runs. Up front, it is shaking up the 25. Takes over 2nd spot from Vic Bloom. Bloom has nothing he can do about it. And James Miller. Oh no! Silva getting loose. Down into the grass. Mowing the lawn is Silva in the 94. Miller keeps going. Green flag stays out. Corey Silva all the way back in the 9th spot. He gets that 94 righted, and he's got a lot of ground to work. The 25 out front again as James Miller really putting the pressure on the field now. Silva got loose, and around he went. Fell back to 9th spot. He is back on pace now, looking to try and work his way back through the field. We will keep an eye on Corey Silva in the 94. Maybe driving for the rest of this one with a little bit of red. Shakes up the top 5, though. It's James Miller, Vic Bloom, Evan Black, Mark Arthur, and Frank Hartley. Rounding out the top 5. Then you've got Eric Lida, Troy Leonard, Derek Garrison, Corey Silva, and Thomas Wagner in the top 10. Uh-oh, Vic Bloom may have cut the field. He was able to wall it up a little bit, and that's going to allow Miller to really put the pressure on the field. And it also allows the 92 of Evan Black to go around. The 77 serving his penalty for cutting the course, and he loses a position because of it, and he's got Mark Arthur right on his back bumper. May have actually gotten hit by Arthur, as there is some heavy damage down to the back of 77. Mark Arthur has to let him go a little bit, wind that 12 back up. Did I mention I like restarts? Look at this field. It is completely shaken up now. The 33, hard into the wall. Eric Lyda, hard into the wall. Still, no caution. The 38 moving the right way on the track. What a way to spend a Friday night. Unbelievably good racing here tonight. Action all night long. And that man, the 25 of James Miller, your race leader. Corey Silver had it. He got loose. James Miller able to take advantage. Uh-oh. Lots of surgeries going on. Everybody keeps talking about their personal stuff. I'll go ahead and tell you I was in the ER most of the day on Wednesday. And I am just fine. Don't you worry about it. I just don't want to feel like I got to tell somebody, you know? Won't get into the reasons why. The 92, Evan Black, trying to knock on the back door of James Miller. Miller trying to extend that lead. Vic Bloom in the 77, solidly in third spot, but he's got a little bit of ground to make up before he can get to the back bumper of Evan Black. Mark Arthur in the 12 car, running fourth. And Frank Hartley rounding out the top five. Rod Klein, at the very beginning of, before the race even started, says, boy, I really suck at road courses. Well, Rod, right now you are running in 11th spot, and you are not going to come in last. And you know what? That has got to be a victory, bud. Besides, I really like that Valvoline paint job. It is nice. Up front, it is James Miller. He's being followed by Evan Black. That gap really starting to close down now. Evan Black maybe a little bit better on those older tires. And then 92 looking to close it. '77 Vic Bloom all by himself. Mark Arthur is losing a little bit of ground every single lap right now. Arm may be bothering him, but don't count him out yet. If the checkered hasn't fallen, he's not out. And the 25 hits some turtles, and that's going to woe him up. The 92 looking in the inside turn one. Can't get there, but the 92 of Evan Black was looking. Again to the inside, can't quite get there. Evan Black putting on a battle with James Miller. James Miller very fast on those fresh tires as they start to wear down. It looks like he scrubbed some speed. And speaking of scrubbing, he just scrubbed the wall, the 25, with a little damage to the right front fender. Down that long back stretch, heading in. Very clean corner for both of those cars. But the 92 definitely hanging out, taking it to the outside. Maybe looking for a slightly different line. can't quite get there. The 25, good brake job there on the 25. Holds the 92 in position, going into turn 1 now. We check back with Corey Silva, who was leading this race, got his car loose, facing the wrong way, cut some grass. And the 94 trying to march back. He's got the 28, Frank Hartley Jr. just in front of him in 7th spot. And then Derek Garrison. Garrison right now running in 6th. So Silva definitely fighting his way back after a very unfortunate set of circumstances. Put him back in a 9th spot. Corey Silva in 8th now, with a couple of positions right in front of him. Troy Leonard silently in the top 5 here tonight. Running in 5th spot. Doing a good job there, Troy. Keep up the good work in that 45. Mark Arthur looks like he's having a little fun out there. Hitting those curbs, the turtles as you will. Vic Bloom, we saw a little bit of damage on the backside of that number 77. Doesn't seem to be affecting the handling of that car. No aerodynamics to be had here. Vic Bloom holding on to 3rd, and then it is back up front. Evan Black and James Miller still battling it out. 0.5 of a second gap between the two cars. The two of them really kind of running nose to tail. Except for a couple of corners, it looks like Evan's running them slightly different. Huge battle to try and stay off the walls here. You get a little bit of tight, and there is not a lot of room. Yeah, I think what we're going to do here is go to Evan Black's number 92, and we're going to take a peek outside of that window. Listen to these cars downshift. They putt along, trying to expel that unburnt fuel out of the exhaust. The 92 looking to the inside. James Miller holding strong it through turns number 1. Evan Black was there, couldn't hold on to it. James Miller knows where he's fast, he knows where he's slow, he's defending when he has to. Evan Black looking to try and take advantage of the places where he is seeing that he is faster than Miller. Black actually has his best time of a 1:14.517, slightly better than that of James Miller's 14.864. Out of the left rear of James Miller, watching back now to Evan Black in the 92. Will Evan try and get to the inside? Can't quite get there this time. James Miller slightly faster through that section of track. Miller doing a good job making that 25 car as wide as possible right now, trying to fend off the attack of Evan Black. 0.2 of a second is the gap between 1st and 2nd right now. Been a pretty good long green flag stint 11 laps ago, last time down pit road. And it appears like Corey Silva may be off track. Silva one-time leader of this race, no longer on track. '99, Roddy Klein getting passed one more time by the leaders. 3 laps down now is Roddy running in 10th position. Corey Silva not on track. Roddy Klein looking to pick up another position. He's got the 77 of Vic Bloom right behind him. Oh, Roddy Klein going for a ride there in that 99. Had Vic Bloom right behind him. And I don't know if he got a little help or not, but Vic Bloom around. And the 99 continues on. Heavy damage to the whole front end of that car. That Mustang not happy right now. Going to be coming down pit road, I believe. The battle for first place rages on. James Miller up front. Evan Black trying to catch him. And it is definitely official now. Corey Silva definitely gone. No longer even on TeamSpeak. Thomas Wagner looks to be off track and gone. In the 43, Rick Schneider's retired. Jeffrey Fisher's retired. Jeffrey Cox retired. Matt Sandberg never start. He did race 1 lap in the 90. Hank Caston, Steve Murdoch never did start. This track taking its toll now as there are 9 active drivers on track. James Miller and Evan Black, the stars of the show so far, running 1 and 2. And the 92 pops out to the outside, maybe trying to get a run on the 25. Down the fastest section of the track, hard on the brakes. A left and a right back into the normal part of the racetrack. Hard on the brakes one more time. You hear the popping of the exhaust on spent fuel getting burned. The 25, James Miller, crosses the line as the race leader. Heading into turn number 1. Evan Black doesn't have a shot. Oh, yes he does. The 25 gets squirrely. We have a new race leader. It's Evan Black in the 92. Evan Black was watching and waiting for a mistake. James Miller gives it up, and the 92 takes advantage. Vic Bloom running 3rd. Mark Arthur running in 4th position. Has been in the top 5 all night long, 1 arm and all. Troy Leonard in his 45 holding on to 5th spot. Frank Hartley, Derek Garrison, Eric Leiter, Roddy Klein rounding out the field. Tires are starting to feel really greasy at this point. Been out there for 14 laps. Fuel load getting very light. Back end of these cars should be starting to slide around. Track temperature down to 92 degrees. Air temperature still sitting on 77. So track has cooled down significantly. But I believe these cars still going to be a little loose in the rear due to that fuel payload. Just not what it is when it's full. Evan Black starting to really pull away now. A pretty good sized gap back to James Miller. We saw the back end of Miller's car really get loose as he came around that last corner. So Miller not liking the tires at this point by the seams of it. Mark Arthur running about almost 5 seconds behind third place Vic Bloom. Troy Leonard running about 7 seconds behind Mark Arthur. That is third, fourth, and fifth. Derek Garrison running in sixth. In his 07, Frank Hartley actually trying to catch the back bumper in that number 28. Trying to move up a position. He's got about 9/10 of a second before he gets to the back bumper of Garrison. And Evan Black really starting to open it up now. A 6.8 second lead over Miller. Miller would like to see a caution. I don't know that that's going to happen, but certainly pit stops are going to be around the corner. In fact, Troy Leonard down pit road right now. Troy Leonard giving up his position to come down and get service on his number 33. Oh, excuse me, on his 45, not 33. '92 has worked up an 8-second gap over the 25 of James Miller, and Black looking very strong on these older tires. How much longer is he going to stay out? James Miller having some serious issues as he has fallen back to third. Vic Bloom getting around him. Miller starting to lose time on track, and that's a very, very bad issue to have. Mark Arthur sitting back in fourth spot, treating his number 12 very well. Very clean car right now. Derek Garrison behind him coming down pit road. Eric Lyda coming down pit road. Frank Hartley servicing his number 28 right now. So pit stops definitely starting to happen. Top four cars haven't come. Evan Black trying to finish up one more. Black, Bloom, Miller, Arthur, the cars that have not come down for service yet. The question remains, how many more laps are they willing to try and push it? They've done 17 so far, and Evan Black decides enough is enough. He is coming down pit road. The question now is, who is going to follow? Vic Bloom, no. James Miller stays out. Waiting on Mark Arthur, still looking to see if he's going to come down or not. Mark Arthur decides not this time. Mark Arthur holding on. Vic Bloom reassumes the lead after not coming down pit road. 18 laps ago the last time down. Definitely going to be running low on fuel. James Miller hoping to try and make up a little bit of ground while he's out on track, and Evan Black getting service done. Coming back out on track right now is Evan Black. Cars now getting very separated with 20 laps to go. Two cautions tonight, one caused by an accident between the 60 and the 43. Both cars now have retired. Thomas Wagner going to end this one in 11th spot. Jeffrey Fisher 13th. And here comes Vic Bloom down pit road along with James Miller. Mark Arthur still on track. I believe he's going to have to come down pit road this time. Evan Black already getting around Mark Arthur, so the gap going to be huge when Mark decides to come down. But Arthur really is saving fuel. Mark Arthur may have some sort of pit strategy in mind. We're going to go on board the cockpit of that number 12 and just see how... Oh, yeah. Arthur playing the long game here. Absolutely killing the ignition on that car, dropping it down to nothing. Watch the steering wheel input, keeping in mind that he's only got one arm up on that wheel. And Mark using the clutch to help the car turn, and that's about it. Very clean through there. Is the 12 car. I see what Mark is doing. Ladies and gentlemen, there are 18 laps to go. Mark Arthur was just able to pop 19 laps on that tank of fuel. He is betting a lot of guys are going to have to come down one more time. Evan Black out on course, and he is full throttle with that 92. Fresh fuel, fresh tires, making a huge difference in the feeling of these cars. Vic Bloom running in second spot in his number 77. Vic Bloom has been getting great fuel mileage here tonight. James Miller out on track. He is running in third spot. Troy Leonard fourth. Derek Garrison fifth. Mark Arthur now starting to accelerate back out on track. He's looking to try and come out in sixth spot. And without another caution, some of these cars are going to have to come down pit road one more time. Mark Arthur playing the smart game here and the fuel mileage game. Troy Leonard currently being scored fourth spot in his number 45. Rick's getting thirsty every time I bring that car on screen. Derek Garrison right behind him. Louisiana hot sauce. Bring on the pain. There's Mark Arthur. Dr. Squatch. And on that back bumper, there is a code. Let's get to that back bumper so everybody can see it. Go to drsquatch.com. Use code SURSA15. Evan Black is your race leader, and he is leading by a country mile, 16 seconds over Vic Bloom. Evan Black, if I were him, I'd probably be taking it easy on that throttle, but no signs of letting it up for Evan Black as he is blistering around this course. His last time, 1:14.454. Vic Bloom enjoying a comfortable second position. He's got James Miller almost 10 seconds behind him. Miller has led 18 laps so far run here tonight. Not quite enough to lock down most laps led, but he's doing a fine job running third spot right now. Troy Leonard running in fourth. Not too far away from Miller, about 4 seconds. Then it's the 07 of Derek Garrison. Garrison running fifth spot. Mark Arthur running in sixth position. And he is trying something a little bit different. A fuel strategy run, perhaps, by the number 12. Eric Lyda in the number 33, running in seventh spot, with Frank Hartley Jr. right behind him by about 8 seconds. He is running in eighth position. Roddy Klein. Roddy, I know you don't like him, bud, but here's the deal. Whoa! No, not the commentator curse! Oh, Roddy. Get that thing on track. Get it going the right direction. Mustang power. Come on, bud. Roddy Klein, you are running in the top 10. You're running in 9th spot. Corey Silva dropped out about 13 laps ago. Corey Silva was looking like a sure thing early on in this race. Got loose. Oh no, the 99 goes loose again. Having brake issues. Thomas Wagner going to end tonight here in 11th spot. Rick Schneider is going to end in 12th. Jeffrey Fisher, unfortunately for Fisher, going to be 13th. I hope you're feeling better, bud, really soon. Jeffrey Cox in the number 88, going to finish tonight 14th. Matt Sandberg, Hank Caston, and Steve Murdoch did not start. No laps counted. A lot of outs and DNSs here tonight from Charlotte, the Roval. Nonetheless, the Relentless Racing Series, Xfinity Series, putting on a hell of a show here tonight. Good racing all around. It's been a blast to watch. And you know, I can't wait to broadcast again from the Roval. This has been fun. Some of these cars really get some wicked air if they hit the turtle shells just right. And I know if it was real life, they wouldn't be driving anymore, but it's fun in the sim. Out front, 21-second lead. Evan Black still putting the power down on the floor. And we're going to go on board now with Evan Black, try and do a lap with him. See a lot of shade right there in turn 4. Last chicane before crossing the start-finish line. We'll go quiet for one lap with Evan Black. And Evan Black's job right now is clear. Get as big a lead as you possibly can and try and stay out front. In his number 92, Vic Bloom in second spot, trying to cut that lead just a little bit. Unable to do so as of right now. The lead 21,683. Behind Bloom, it is James Miller in his number 25. He's got a 16-second gap between himself and second place Vic Bloom. Miller trying to get in on that just a little bit, but right behind him, the 45, Troy Leonard. Leonard catches the back bumper of the 25. The race is on. It's for third spot. Troy Leonard dives down low into turn 1. Miller lets him go. Troy Leonard a little bit faster right now, and James Miller let him go. Troy Leonard in third. Derek Garrison in his 07, running in 5th spot, has had a good run all night long. Car pretty clean, a little scraping on the right-hand side, no doubt from scraping a wall. No major sheet metal damage, though, on that 7. Looking good out there, Derek Garrison. Then you come back to 6th spot. It's Mark Arthur, and Mark Arthur is trying something that I don't believe many people are, and he is trying a pit strategy where he stayed out and came down pit road with 19 laps to go. These cars, I was told, can go about 18 laps here on a tank of fuel. If that's the case, Mark Arthur may have the winning strategy. Eric Lida in his number 33, going to be running 7th right now with Frank Hartley behind him by about 18 seconds. Roddy Klein, we saw him get really loose a couple of times. He has brought the 99 down pit road for service, looking to see if he's going to make it back out. Been on pit road now for 3 minutes. Charlotte, North Carolina, not at all disappointing here with the Roval tonight. Happy Friday night, everybody. What a way to start a weekend here on Turn 3 Racing Network with the Relentless Racing Series. These Xfinity cars have been putting on a great show tonight, and tonight it may come down to fuel strategy. Evan Black has been out there for 10 laps with 10 laps to go. I was told fuel run is 18 laps. I would put him about a lap and a half short of crossing the start-finish line. Definitely don't want to run out of fuel here because you may not make it back to the start-finish line. But Evan Black really motoring that 92. We went on board for a lap and there was no signs of letting up at all out of the 92. No signs of letting up either out of this number 77. Vic Bloom is still falling off pace just a little bit. The gap up to the leader now, 26 seconds. Vic Bloom on pit road 9 laps ago, so he's got a lap advantage on Evan Black, as does James Miller. James Miller in his 25, last on pit road 9 laps ago. James Miller has led, how many laps has Miller led? 18 laps so far here tonight. Black up front has led 13. There are enough laps now for Evan Black to take over most laps led if he can stay out front. The 25 pushing towards the wall, so is Troy Leonard in the 45. Leonard running in 4th position right now. James Miller and him swapping positions a couple of times. Looks like Miller has found a good way around this track, was able to get back around Leonard and send him back to 4th spot. Miller back up into 3rd. Derek Garrison running top 5. And look behind Garrison, here comes Mark Arthur. Mark Arthur in his number 12 car starting to really, look at that. Garrison knows he can't come, he's gonna have to come down pit road. That is exactly what I was looking for. He had the exact same amount of miles as Evan Black. Figured out he wasn't going to make it to the end. He comes down pit road. Mark Arthur up to 5th. Troy Leonard has been out there longer than anybody with 13 laps. We know he's not going to make it at this point. He's got to be looking down going, I miscalculated. Mark Arthur back up into the top 5 with Troy Leonard, James Miller in front of him. Vic Bloom running in 2nd spot all by himself. Evan Black is in 1st spot. Does Evan Black have enough gas in the fuel cell to get around this track 8 more times? We're going to keep it right here. Going to go side by side, take a quick commercial break, come back for the end of this one. It's been a good one, and I look forward to bringing you the end of this race. We'll be right back.
Assist to the front bumper, and he hits him again now. Rayon Fowler into the outside wall.
He's going to pass nearly 3 cars down that front straightaway, and he's going to get them all done with. What amazing.
Racely to the inside goes Logan Cloudman is going to touch in. Pit press sideways. What a save.
Look to the outside as Cronkite goes off. De Jong into 2nd place.
Going for the switchback. Pinpoint driving.
It's howling down to the inside.
Trying this contact though.
Slide left to the racetrack. Chris Benner drives it back down underneath, and he takes that 2nd spot right back. Joker goes to Garrett Lowe.
Garrett Lowe should take victory with all that contact.
He's going to try and make the move around the outside the Parabolka. That's not going to work, but he's going to try and get the cutback here. Get the run out the parabolica. That's beautifully done there. Michael Schumacher, there's a little bit of door banging as well.
Back live to bring you the finish of this race. On board, Evan Black watching to see if he is trying to save any fuel whatsoever, and it doesn't appear to be. Redlining halfway around this track is Evan Black trying to push his Chevy Camaro to the front. He's got 7 more laps to go, make it 6 when he crosses the start-finish line just ahead of him. And Evan Black trying to hold on. Don't know that he's going to have enough fuel, though. He's been out there for 14 laps already. He's going to try and stretch it to 20, and I don't know if you can do that. Vic Bloom, he's 33 seconds behind, but Vic Bloom has only 12 laps on. That would make 18, which is what I was told the fuel run was. Vic Bloom may have the hot hand here, with Mark Arthur has moved himself up in the 3rd spot. Arthur, with a brilliant move, fuel strategy-wise, has moved up into 3rd. And he may not be looking back. No need to let off the gas pedal at all in that number 12. He has got enough to go. James Miller looking at the back bumper of Mark Arthur, knowing that he might be a little bit faster, but may not have the fuel. James Miller running in 4th. Derek Garrison rounding out the top 5 in his 07. Garrison definitely has enough fuel. He had to come down pit road just 2 laps ago. Back up front now with the race leader, the 92, Evan Black. And Black still no signs of slowing down. He's got the 07 of Garrison just in front of him. Troy Leonard, Eric Lyda, Frank Hartley, all 1 lap down. Roddy Klein 16 laps down on pit road for the last 10 minutes. And Evan Black with 5 laps to go, working lap 15 on this set of tires, and his fuel cell is starting to get low. The back end of that car may start getting loose. Watch for that, as it already bet 1 leader here tonight, and 1 Corey Silva. The 92 definitely getting tight, way out towards the wall. Couldn't put a piece of paper between the 92 and the wall. Managed to not scrape it up, but that 92 not running as well as it was, certainly, with a full tank of fuel and 4 new tires. And I bet you right now he wishes he had just that. When he completes this lap, Evan Black will become the... And there it is right there. He has now led the most laps here tonight at 19. James Miller has 18. And Evan Black still not letting up at all. I think he might have shut off his black box. Doesn't want to know. Just going to run it till the end and hope he can make it there. Meanwhile, the 77 of Vic Bloom running by himself, 2nd spot. He's about 35 seconds behind Evan Black. And Mark Arthur is about 15 seconds behind Vic Bloom. And he is closing. Mark Arthur actually speeding up now. The challenge right now is for Evan Black to try and stretch his fuel further than he has all night long. Trying to squeeze 20 laps, 20 full laps out of this Roval, out of that number 92 car. Can't do it. Race leader coming down pit road. Evan Black found out he does not have enough fuel. He's coming down pit road, and that should give the race lead to Vic Bloom. Vic Bloom with a ton of time to try and make up on track. but he knows he should be able to get there. Evan Black still working down pit road. Still making it down. Hasn't gone to... There it is. There's his pit stop. His pit crew looking at each other going, yes, we need 4 tires. Yes, we need fuel. Vic Bloom in the 77, maybe in the catbird seat. Evan Black still sitting. Oh, no, he is coming off pit road. Now he's got to get back out on track. Will Evan Black have enough time to get back out on track? Oh, this could be a heartbreaker for a couple of guys who really did do it on pit strategy, and it's true. Evan Black comes out on track, up to speed, still in first place. What an amazing run out of the 92. Had such a big gap. He still has a 6-second lead over second place Vic Bloom in the 77. Oh, Mark Arthur off the wall. The number 12 touches the wall hard, and he folds up that right front fender. James Miller saw it happen. Miller trying to catch the back bumper of Mark Arthur. That would be for third spot with 3 laps to go. A little bit of a gap. About 1 second separates the 12 and the 25. 25 may be worried about fuel just a little bit, as he has been out there for 16 laps. Mark Arthur has a lap to the good. Vic Bloom has got 17 laps on that tank of fuel. Will he make it? Mark Arthur not that far behind. Vic Bloom would not be able to come down pit road and maintain position. So Vic Bloom gonna have to send it. Looking back now at the battle for third, it's Mark Arthur and James Miller. Mark Arthur in the 12, been doing this whole race with one arm. And props go out to that man right there. Former Marine. Well, I can't say that. Once a Marine, always a Marine. I know better, Mark. You can smack me later. Mark Arthur seems to be maintaining a slight edge over James Miller, the gap a half a second. Evan Black going into turn 1. This is the final lap. White flag waving in the air. Evan Black has the tires, has the fuel to make it. Vic Bloom in second, maybe a question mark. Vic Bloom running a little bit slow on this lap to make sure that he can make it. And James Miller has gotten around Mark Arthur for third spot. We'll keep an eye on that as it develops. But the 92 of Evan Black looking good for the race win here. Not a mark on that 92. Very clean race out of Evan. And it's about this time where the guy in the flag stand pulls out that white and black checkered flag, getting ready to wave it over the 92 of Evan Black. Evan just has to keep it clean for just a little bit longer. He's got the start-finish line right in sight. The 92 of Evan Black, tonight's race winner here at the Roval. Vic Bloom now has to try and make it. Vic Bloom was about 20 seconds behind. Bloom trying to show the fuel strategy doesn't necessarily have to come into play, as he is going to complete this race with 19 laps under the hood of that car. Mark Arthur was able to get back around James Miller. Arthur looks like he is going to take third spot. James Miller, lots of damage all of a sudden on that 25, and he shuts it down. Miller may have run himself very close to out of fuel in his number 25, but does cross the start-finish line here in fourth spot. Derek Garrison going to cross the line, rounding out the top 5, and then it is Troy Leonard. Going to be the last car on the lead lap. Will follow Troy to the start-finish line. Going to finish in 6th place tonight. Eric Lyda 7th, 1 lap down. What a race here from the Roval. The 92 of Evan Black picking up the race win. Guys, we're going to take a very quick break. We're going to come back at you with some post-race interviews. And then we're going to send you into the weekend. We'll be right back. Welcome back here to Turn 3 Racing Network. We're joining the Relentless Racing Series at the end of this awesome race here in North Carolina at the Roval. These guys put on a heck of a show tonight, and we're going to bring up 3rd place finisher, driver of the number 12, Mark Arthur. Mark, this is Chris up in the booth. Do you have a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Unbelievable, bud. Last week you were like, no, I don't think I'm going to do it. I don't think I'm going to do it. Well, buddy, not only did you do it, but you came in here and finished top 3.
Yeah, it's unbelievable because I'm not a road course racer by far, and I don't know. I kind of got the hang of it. It was rough with one arm, but I thought I had him. I was just talking to Evan in there and the other in the green room there, and I was like, man, if I didn't suck at road courses, I had you on fuel strategy. And he's like, man, I didn't think he was going to make it. And I said, yeah, I think I went like 20 laps that run before that, and I was shutting it off because I seen how close it was going to be. I was like, man, it's like one or two laps. I said, I'm just going to try to stretch it this time, and that way I can go all out next time. And it would have paid off. It would have paid off if I was better at road courses.
Well, I'll tell you what, it paid off anyways, because you come to a road course, not a road course guy. You come to a road course, race it one-handed, and you take home a top 3, 3rd place finish. Awesome job, Mark. Anybody there that you need to thank, bud?
Well, I want to thank Miller. He had me there, and I hit those turtles on that chicane in the backstretch and just about lost the car. And damn if he didn't do it on the last lap. He just killed it. So he kind of got me into 3rd, luckily, by doing that. But, I always thank Dr. Squatch for being on the car with me this year. I heard you earlier talking about the promo code CESRA15 if people want to get 15% off their first order. It's amazing soap, man. I'm telling you, it's not that sissy soap. It's got like nice earthy tones to it, and it's it's not a foo-foo perfume smoke like the rest of them. But thank them, thank Thomas and them for putting on the league, and I always thank Turn 3 for putting on a good broadcast. Sorry you had to do it alone tonight.
No, that's okay. It happens. It's okay. We don't let the small things bother us. Never going to do it. Hey, listen, Mark, congratulations once again, and I cannot wait because I am going to see you on Sunday night.
Yeah, I think a couple of these guys have joined too. I didn't recognize their names until tonight, and I was like, wait a minute, they've joined in Blazing Pedals. So I think we're up to 37 drivers. And there's 41 charters actually sold. We only have 2 left, but some people bought extra seats to have a team, so they'll be looking for drivers. If anybody's interested, they can come to our Discord or get in touch with me. I can get in touch with people that they may be able to drive for free for if they're interested.
Very awesome, bud. Well, we'll see you at the Twin Ring here on Sunday night, and congratulations once again.
Thanks, Chris.
Driver of the number 12, it is Mark Arthur with a hell of a finish here, finishing in 3rd spot, but not quite as good as the man I just brought up to the channel now, Evan Black. This is Chris up in the booth. Do you have a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Evan, I'm going to tell you, I kind of saw your fuel run, and I was getting a little worried. I saw you come down pit road, started getting really excited because I didn't realize how big of a lead you had. You were able to come back out. You still had about a 6-second lead over Vic Bloom, and you never looked back. Congratulations on the win.
Yeah, thanks. In that last run, I actually thought everyone was going to have to pit, so I was just going all out the entire run. I didn't even think about saving fuel once, so I got a little bit concerned there in the last 3 laps, wondering if he was going to have to pit or not, and if he was going to come out in front of me before I pitted, but thankfully I was able to build up enough of a lead going all out that entire run that I came down pit road and, like you said, only had about 5 or 6 seconds back to him, and with the fresher tires I was able to pull away.
It was a really exciting race, and congratulations not only for winning the race, but also leading the most laps at 23 here at the Roval. Anybody on that number 92 that you need to thank tonight?
Yeah, I need to thank my sponsors, Rapid Fire Graphics, Airborne Fabrication, Primetime Racing TV, and thanks to you guys for doing the broadcast. All
right, buddy. Oh, listen, congratulations once again. Going to get you out of here so you can go celebrate the victory here on a Friday night. And, yeah, that was a fun race to watch, bud. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Evan Black, driver of the 92, coming home as your race winner tonight. And we're going to go over the unofficial results right now. It is Black as your race winner. Vic Bloom coming home 2nd spot. Mark Arthur 3rd. James Miller coming home in 4th spot with a very beat-up 25 after it was all said and done. Derek Garrison finishing in 5th spot. In 6th spot, it's Troy Leonard with Eric Lida, Frank Hartley Jr., and Roddy Klein, Corey Silva ending up in 10th position. Thomas Wagner, Rick Schneider, Jeffrey Fisher, Jeffrey Cox, and that was actually all the guys who started the race. We had Matt Sandberg, Hank Caston, and Steve Murdoch, who joined the practice server, did not join the race. And that just about does it here from a Friday night. I want to thank everybody out there for coming in, tuning in to Turn 3 Racing Network. We're looking forward to Sunday night, and we're going to get the Blazing Pedals, sponsored by TRJ Karting, up and running for the season. It starts Sunday night, ends in October. Hang on to your hats. We'll see you next time.
Yeah.